You will fail. It's all in your head. You're making sense.
Hell!
Shh, baby. You were having a bad dream. It was just another nightmare.
No,
Everything's fine. You're home.
it wasn't a dream.
Everything's fine.
Darkness wears her face.
Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on!
Shh, baby. The power's out. There's no light. Come back to bed and I'll make you forget all about your fear.
My fear? It's your fear. Why aren't you afraid? You're not Alice. Turn the lights on now. Where's the clicker? What did you do with it?
Alan, you're scaring me now. Come back to bed. Are you taking your pills? Do you want me to call Dr. Hartman?
One more of these.
I read your manuscript. It's brilliant. Departure is your best weapon. You're a genius. I'm so proud of you. Come back to me. Stop worrying about it.
Okay. Nope. Wrong one.
They seeped in from reality beyond. Inside, action to some things possibly know. Use them in my room to make it real, so that the parts that weren't would become so. And there were visions that I knew were not real, ideas I had lost, often of Casey. I used them as well. The lies had to feel true for them to become true. And I'd always written this way. Even before, seen things without realizing I was seeing them, thinking they were mine. Was this what inspiration was for me?
So we actually got Vision 3 before we got Vision 2. I'll try to put my wrap-up post. I put links to all of those in the chapter. You can find the videos with each chapter.
Come back to bed, Alan.
Come back to bed, Tom.
You must find your way to the cabin. It stands in your way. It won't let you pass. It has no heart. It's filled with darkness. You must fill its heart with light.
Scratch.
Don't mind him. He's Mr. Your friends will meet him when you're gone. Use the clicker.
Dark Alan. Okay. Like from Twin Peaks.
I'm leaving you.
What?
I'm leaving you, Alan. I met someone. I'm in love with someone else.
Alice? No, what are you saying? You can't.
You don't love me? You don't even love yourself. All you do is torture yourself at work and can't do anymore.
No, I love you more than anything in the world. You're my muse.
I'm not.
Who are you? What have you done with my Alice?
It wasn't true. Nothing like that had ever happened.
You're not my Barbara.
Tom, let me be. I promise to be good. Please, untie me, you naughty boy. I will help you with your masterpiece. I will love you forever.
No, you're not Barbara Jagger. I made a terrible mistake. I should have never written you back. You came back wrong. Your heart is filled with darkness.
Put that knife away, Thomas. Put it down.
Cut it out. Take you back to the destination.
Filled with darkness.
Get away from me, you hag! Where am I? Let me go!
Alice! Alice! I'm coming!
Your husband refused to do as he was told.
Now you will never get her back.
I am
Much older than you. Older than your first work of art. I will find a new face to wear. Someone else to dream me free.
Not over. We still have to write the ending of the book. No, I can't just send her back. Gotta be really consistent.
I could feel Alice's presence close by. I understood what I had to do now. I knew how to write the ending to Departure. There's light and there's darkness. Cause and effect. There's guilt and there's atonement.
But the scales always need to balance. Everything has a price. That's where Zane had gone wrong. There's a long journey through the night back into the light.
Alice? Alice? Oh no!
Alan? Alan?
Yeah, so she's the new lamp lady. Eva. Barry.
It's not a lake. It's an ocean.
Alan, wake up.
To be continued in Alan Wake 2, and to a certain degree in DLC for Control, which I shall play another time. Thank you all very much for coming along with me on this journey through Alan Wake. Next time I will do something else. Didn't quite get this done in time for Halloween, but got the stream done
Ground control to
week of
Major
Halloween.
Tom.
So I think it's a reasonable wash.
Ground control to Major
I'm gonna
Tom.
mute this just so I don't get struck. As much as I love David Bowie, enjoy the work of David Bowie, and particularly Space Oddity and that whole album. Like that's a pretty good place to call it for tonight. So once again, thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, please consider backing me at Patreon at patreon.com/CountZeroOr. Patreon backers get access to edited versions of these streams up to 1 week in advance. And notifications for when I go live. Again, I skewed a bit from my usual schedule this week because I took some time off for various life stuff. But normally I try to do a stream on Friday night, Saturday night, that sort of thing. I've not been as good at doing them weekly as I would like. But I need to try and do better at that. Again, a lot of this is life scheduling stuff. Later this November, I have KimuraCon. I'll see if I can try to get something in, an additional stream or so in during the week of Thanksgiving. Because I have some additional time off there. But anyway, that covers most of the things there. So, thank you all very much once again for watching this stream, and watching this Let's Play with me. Final thoughts on Alan Wake. I normally give those. Alan Wake was an enjoyable game to be playing that again. It is not. I describe it more as spoopy rather than spooky, in the sense of it doesn't have scares to it. There's a degree of suspension, a degree of jump scares. Enemies will come in around you, but it's a much more action-heavy game. It makes sense considering that this is a game that was made more in the wake of, no pun intended, of Resident Evil 4, which it and 5 and 6 pushed the series in a more action-oriented direction. As someone who is zombied out, I like the concept of the Taken much better than I like than if they'd done this as zombies. As you undoubtedly saw over the course of the playthrough, we had more tension when it came to the like we had some tension when it came to resource management in terms of in terms of ammunition scarcity and battery scarcity and that sort of thing, but I never really ran out of anything. Um, it's not necessarily doing the like dynamic difficulty spawning ammunition thing that you would have got that Remedy kind of made themselves known for doing with Max Payne. But I still think it's a decent execution of the concept. The sounds of things from the reviews I've heard from the Nextlander crew, the Waypoint crew, the newest Alan Wake 2 is definitely much more solidly of a horror game, both in terms of an exploration standpoint and in terms of a resource management standpoint. Enemies are trickier to take out. You find yourself in certain situations where you have legitimate ammunition scarcity and you need to be careful how you use your resources to take out enemies, but also once you've cleared an enemy of enemies, you do have a degree of having the breathing room to then actually explore more and pick up the clues you need to further forward the story, which is something that this game doesn't. I honestly am playing through this, as you undoubtedly saw by the number of pages I missed, not including difficulty limited pages, that I found myself not to make a long story short, less inclined to explore, particularly in areas where you had like the heavy fog coming in and that sort of thing, because I didn't not be just because of time for the interest of time purposes for live stream, but also in the sense of not having to go back when I backtrack after scouring a particular chunk of the map, just running into enemies again and using up resources that way. That creates a penalty on the player for exploration. But otherwise, I don't want to know what the difficulty change is in terms of how it handles balancing, because if it's same amount of ammunition and that sort of thing, but more enemies, that's a pain to manage, and obnoxious to play. If its enemies take more bullets, that's like Normal difficulty is perfectly tuned here. I honestly don't think I'd want to necessarily play through this again as on a harder difficulty to unlock those additional pages. There is a novelization of the game, of the story, which I'm almost tempted to which I'm honestly still am tempted to read more than what we have here because of getting of having that extra of being able to get those basically the content from those pages that way, and that additional story content without having to play through the game. It honestly would be a more onerous difficulty setting. So that covers all the bases here in terms of my final thoughts on the game. I'm going to wait a bit until I decide to do Alan Wake 2. I'm debating whether I want to play through Control first, as far as to get through some of Alan Wake content, but that's because honestly, I haven't beaten Control, and that's something I did enjoy the chunks of that game I did. I also found some of it a bit of a pain. We'll see how all this goes. As far as the next game is going to be, I have not yet decided yet. Could do Halo Infinite. Could do something else. SAG-AFTRA video game strike hasn't been settled yet. They're still negotiating. Well, not strike, but SAG-AFTRA video game negotiations haven't been settled yet. Halo Infinite would be a struck work if the strike goes forward. And honestly, I have plenty of games I could stream instead that aren't struck. So I have options. So that put me where I am at now. I will go over things a little bit and get back to you. Particularly if you're a Patreon backer, stay tuned. I will get back to you once I've had gone over stuff and done a little bit of research and determined what I want to go with on that. And in the meantime, thank you all very much for watching all these streams, and I will catch you later. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe. And also consider backing my Patreon. Patreon backers get episodes up to 1 week early of this show and any future Let's Plays. Also, please consider backing my Ko-fi. Tossing me a few bucks also helps support the show, and it's not a monthly obligation or anything like that.